Welcome, everyone. I am Martin.
And I'm Nell.
And we are MLB Speaks. You know, today in episode 5A, we got a great episode for you. Today, we're going to be talking about common interests. And I think that that's real important. You know, one of the big common interests that Nell and I have, and I'm going to kind of like start this off here, and that is basketball. We know it's NBA season, just started, college season, and all that good stuff.
I love sports.
She does love some sports. I'm not a big football guy, like I said back in episode 3A.
But that's okay.
Yes, it is okay. And I'm excited because, you know why? I get to rock my Miami Heat gear.
Boy.
You know what I'm saying? You know, I know she's a big part of the Fakers. Oh, I'm sorry. It's Lakers. It's
Lakers. Yeah, let's get it right.
I'm sorry. All right, okay, we got it. It's Lakers. And listen, we are a big basketball household.
We are.
You know, between our kids. And by the way, I am the only Miami Heat fan, I think, in the Northeast. When we moved from Florida, wow.
You know what happened, right?
Imagine being in Florida with my wife, dragging her to every game.
But then he came to the North even. We had to cool him down.
Oh, my goodness. Don't worry about it. Let me tell you something. Don't worry about it. We're coming back, you know, and the heat is on. You know, they're having a great start for the season this year, which we're excited about.
Give it
y'all can borrow some heat because y'all need it right now. Anyway, that's a whole nother story.
But I'll take it.
But we really want to talk.
It's not over yet, though.
It's not over. It's just the beginning.
It's just the beginning.
It is just the beginning. Right. You're right. It is just the beginning. I give you that. You know, anything can happen.
That's right.
It's just like in a relationship. Early on in a relationship,
yes.
There's some things you got to do. So for those who are dating, when you think about common interests, so you're like in that planning phase, you know, figuring out what they like, the other person in the relationship. And then you get married and you really get to see what kind of common interests you have in store. For example, when we got married, you know, we had some common interests. You know, I was in the music industry. I was a rapper. Give me your mic and just rocking on the stage, you know. And so I
you did your thing.
Yeah. Okay. So I had a sound system, you know, for the group when we would be on tour and play different places. And I told my wife, well, at the time we weren't married, and I said, hey, you know, I got this big sound system. I mean, like subs, mids, and horns, and then with those equipment, and I had all this equipment like a board and all that other stuff. I said, this could be our stereo.
All I had to say was,
that's not a common interest.
That's not my comment.
I was like, we could put this in the living room and play music.
It has to go. That was way too much.
I ended up selling the equipment to a reggae band and made some money. Helped pay for that wedding a little bit there, which is awesome. And but yeah, so common interests, we all have to look at it because common interests, they can actually help to make you closer as a couple.
Absolutely. It gives you a stronger bond.
Then that bond, you know, it's sort of like, was it not Elmer's glue, but crazy glue?
Oh.
You know, Elmer's glue, I'm going to be honest.
Not that Gorilla Glue.
Oh, no, Gorilla. Listen, I'm not going to go into the story with somebody did with some Gorilla Glue, but we all know what that is like. But anyway, but like Elmer's glue doesn't give you a real strong bond. You know, it's good for light things, you know what I mean? So like when you're dating, you know, you got a little Elmer's glue there, you know. But man, when you get married and you want something that's going to stick and stay,
you got to stick.
You don't want that's going to come apart.
No.
So you want common interests. Yeah. And I know reason why we mentioned Nell and I mentioned the whole basketball thing, the common interest, because you know she likes the fake. I mean, she likes the Lakers.
Watch it.
You know,
watch it.
James Worthy. You know, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Oh my goodness.
Larry Bird.
I could forget. Wait a minute. Hold on.
I'm sorry. No, stop. No, wait. I'm sorry.
Wait, stop. First of all, you didn't even mention Magic. And then you said Larry Bird, who's absolutely not on the East Coast for the Boston Celtics. Man, what's up with you?
But the common interest of us is basketball. That's one of many common interests that we do have. And I'm excited about that because we want all of you who are watching to write down right now. Here's a good time. With your spouse, with the person that you may be engaged to, write down what are your common interests. Don't you think that's good for them to do?
I think it's very good. That way, you know what? You can go back and revisit it. And
you can actually say, wow, this is what we liked before we got married. And let's see how that list changes as the years go on, as we get married.
Absolutely.
Like,
and absolutely, life changes, things changes.
kids,
Yeah, family,
job losses.
jobs.
So things can change those interests.
Yeah, but you know what? You can always go back to some of those things, those common interests too that you had, you know?
I remember a time when it was our anniversary many years ago, and with Nell's love for basketball, I wanted to go a real special surprise. So I went ahead and bought some tickets to an All-Star game, and they were floor seats.
Oh, I remember that.
Yes.
That was awesome.
That was the bomb.
That was an
Let me tell you why.
That was good.
But she didn't know I had floor seats.
I had
We're
no
sitting down
idea.
there with all these famous people.
Yeah.
They're dressed in suits. I was like, we should have wore suits. I didn't know that, you know. It felt real special. And it was like they're walking us like the ushers walking us down to our seats. We're like 3 seats from the floor.
Yeah, and that was really awesome.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was a good
That was a good
it was a good anniversary gift
for me, yeah.
for her. And I wanted to do something
so.
really special for her. And not to mention that, you know, hey, common interest. Hey, we got the best of both worlds on that one.
I think so.
And but one of the most important common interests I think, Nell, that we have, and being Christians is our love and our passion for Jesus Christ.
That's right.
What Christ has done in our life.
That's right. He's the center of the foundation of our relationship. And he should be the center, the foundation of every Christian relationship.
For every relationship, you know, one of the things that we encourage people to do, listen, honestly, we're Christians. We love the Lord. You know, you don't want to be unequally yoked. That's number one. Rule number one when it comes to those who are believers, who are Christians. Now, you can't make the decision to become a Christian. I'm going to be straight up with you on that. But now, the key factor is after you have that common interest in Christ, who he is and what he has done for you, now, how are we going to keep this relationship going? You know, you want to have some things, have some fun in a relationship, honestly, and take a cooking class together. Because if one can't cook, take that cooking class together and y'all get some common interest together. You know what I'm saying? Listen.
I think it'll help.
I think it'll help too.
Me too, you
know what I mean? And by the way, I love to cook.
I used to like to cook. I
Yes.
like to eat now.
She likes to eat now. Okay, now. All right.
I'm sorry.
Can we get her to stop laughing? All
I
right.
know
Cool.
what it is. I'm not.
But here's some common interest. Okay, so there was a time in our relationship, in our marriage,
What time?
time right now, but the story I'm about to tell.
I'm sorry.
Let me tell the story.
All right. Go ahead.
All right, so it was a time when my health kind of like went south, and I was I had poor eating habits. I was gaining a lot of weight, and there were some things I had to make a change to. And my wife at the time, you know, she started eating healthy, and I would eat 4-5 steaks a week, you know, and she said, you know, you can't do that, can't do that. Other people were telling me that. I wasn't listening to my wife. Okay, guys, you can listen to your wife, and women, you can listen to your husbands. It's important. But I was blocking her out away. And she introduced me to a healthy way of living where I started working out, going to the gym, and then started eating healthy. I never knew what quinoa was, honestly, until she told me about it.
I think it's important, you know, when your spouse or when you have something that's beneficial and you know it's beneficial for the both of you guys, to lure or encourage your significant other. Like he was sharing a story, you know, I don't think he was that big, but I think he was unhealthy.
I'm gonna show y'all that picture one day. Trust me. Listen. Look, I ate like 5-10 Snickers in my mouth.
I mean, you ate a lot of red meat, but
Ate a lot of junk food too.
So, but
Big
anyway,
gulp soda.
but the point of the story is that, you know, I had showed him a different way of doing things, and at first he didn't quite like it, but he saw the effects of it, and therefore he drew to like that.
Yes.
To participate more and more into eating healthy.
And that brought us to the point now where, honestly, I mean, I will cook a healthy meal cooking me some buffalo cauliflower, just like I'm eating chicken. Okay, now y'all know. Come on now, y'all know what I'm talking about. I will do what I got to do. They got that stuff called seitan. Now I'm not talking about the devil. Seitan. It's like it's actually how do they do to make meals for people who are vegan or vegetarians.
Okay.
But really, we enjoy cooking and doing creative meals together.
Yes.
And you got to find those common interests, because those common interests will keep that spark going. It can help to make you closer.
Absolutely.
As a couple.
Absolutely. And I think too, those common interests, like for example, like he was saying, cooking, some of that could be part of someone's love language, like doing things together.
That's right.
And that kind of sparks things up too, when you're doing things together.
And I'm excited about that, because what we want you to do is, and we hope that you guys were writing down what are some of your common interests that you guys have together. It could be sports. It could be, biking. It could be hiking. It could be anything. It could be cooking. Now I know a lot of ladies are going to say it could be shopping.
What's wrong with that?
I'm just putting it out there now, and then make sure he likes that too. Now, okay? I just want y'all to know, because then you're gonna have some uncommon interests. If you're spending everything that's in your budget.
Well, then that goes back to make
communication.
Right?
Yeah.
Communicate.
They may not want to hear that. I'm just saying.
But, I mean, it's the truth.
Yeah, it is the truth. So,
it's the truth.
Yeah. So definitely, we're excited. Think about those common interests that you guys have. And one thing I want to leave you guys with, before I say that, first of all, you got anything else you want to say today now?
It's imperative that you keep your common interests ahead of you guys, where you can actually see it. And sometimes you have to, go back and reevaluate those things, those common interests. And sometimes you may have to start from scratch and start some new ones.
That's right.
So I would say whatever it takes to bring your relationship closer, be open and willing.
That's right. Be open and willing. And remember, common interests, they're going to help you to strengthen your relationship, and they can help you to grow closer to one another. We're going to do some housekeeping, and that is, one, if you have some questions, you can email us at info@mlbspeaks.com. That is info@mlbspeaks.com. And also, we ask you to also like us on all social media handles. That is TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
All the social media.
All of them, because so many, I'd be forgetting sometimes. So with that being said, you guys have a great rest of your day, rest of your night, whenever you're watching this. And remember this one thing. It's Keep Nation, baby.
LA all the way.
See you guys.